G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Very excited for this episode. You finally get to see my new car. As you've seen in the last episode, the Prado is gone. It's been sold to a fellow compatriot who is going to enjoy it just as much as I did. But that means I had to then get a new rig to run around in. I had a few things in mind. Those that know me knew there were only really one option, but I had some interesting choices to go from. So without further ado, here it is. You have to turn around and follow me. God help these days. Ta-da! So this is my 2016 VX Land Cruiser 200 series. This one's got the 4.5 litre twin turbo V8 in it, producing 1 million squillion horsepowers and probably about 600 Newton meters, or about there. Very excited about this car. I've been wanting one for ages, but due to COVID tax and not being a lotto winner, I couldn't afford one. We saved and saved, gave up the house deposit, sold the kid, and here we are, got one. This particular example I got from a lovely gentleman over in New South Wales. Hey Jed, how you going? Good to meet you. Came with the bull bar, spotties, winch, has Old Man Emu BP51 suspension under there, and also the RMAX snorkel too, which all those things were things I was going to do. So to have them already on the car is just a massive bonus in my books. Saves a lot of time and a lot of money as well. And this particular example didn't have COVID tax on it, which was very nice. So yeah, come and have a look around in my car. I've done a few little things already. You can see up there the alley cab, the awning and the light bar have followed me around. The setup was too good to get rid of, so I definitely wanted to keep that here. I've put the bonnet protector on because I like the look of them. They look cool, and for 140 bucks on eBay, why not? Also came with the weather shields that go over your windows. So this is pretty much, well, it's not a complete blank slate, but it's pretty much a blank slate for me. It's only had very basic mods done to it, and now I get to fiddle around and do some stuff to it that I've been wanting to do to the car for a very long time. With this build, I've learnt from the Prado, from my massive experience of building in grand total one four-wheel drive, all the mistakes that I've made in those 8 years of ownership, I'm going to correct by building this one. So things like not using crap quality gear, trying to use things from companies you can actually get in contact with, and knowing moving forward that I'm going to have a family with me and our needs can change and we need lots of space for things. Little puppy wants to be in the video as well. Come on Teddy, go, come on, go. What's this? Teddy, ready? So yeah, I've got some big plans for this car. It's going to be pretty cool. May not be a complete game changer, so to speak, but this isn't just going to be a Tourak tractor, grey Nomad mobile. It's going to actually be doing some proper off-road work and camping and touring at the same time. So I'll have my lovely wife, who you can't see but I can see, and also little Coda, who's hanging out and chilling with us today. All right, come around the back, we'll get out of the wind a little bit and we'll start talking about some of the plans I've got for this car. Not a bad day to be out recording, is it? All right, welcome to the back of the office. Sitting in my baby, with my baby. How cool is that? Hey Coda. Woo! Hey. He's super keen. He can't say it, but he's super keen. This Land Cruiser, I put it out to you guys on Instagram and Facebook, asking you if you had any questions you'd like to know about the new rig. I got a lot of responses. Some of them were the same, saying the rig's not going to be as good as the Prado, but I disagree with you all. Some good questions came up, and a lot of them had to do with prices and mods and all the rest of it. This rig here, in total, cost me 78k to buy. I then had to, you mind mate? I then had to ship it over from New South Wales. So I spent I think it was about $16.50 or something that it cost to get it over here. Then you had years rego, you had stamp duty and all the other fun stuff that happens on it. So there was all those sort of costs there. I won't break it down because they're different depending on your government and state and what office you go through and who you bribe and all the rest of it. I don't bribe very good people, so I don't get a lot of money off, but is what it is. This car's got 150,000 Ks on it. From what I could find out from the previous owner and from going through service records and all the rest of it, the owner was really nice, by the way. He gave me all the service records, all the receipts and everything. So it's very interesting archaeologically to go through all that and see what's been done to the car. Seems like it's been pretty well taken care of. Hasn't really done any work. The winch has never been used. It's a worn, I think it's a worn Evo 10 or something like that with steel cable on it. So the cable's going to go. Get some synthetic rope on there eventually. So yeah, it hasn't done a lot of work. The engine's still barely run in. I'm planning on doing a full intake clean on it because usually after about 80,000 Ks these get pretty gunked up, so we're going to be doing that. I've also been informed to take all the foam insulation from in the V out of the V because it fills up with water and causes issues, so that'll be going. I'm going to be doing a catch can, secondary fuel filter, all the sort of things I need to make sure this engine keeps running for a long time and I can rely on it. My first impressions of the car, how it compares to the Prado, I honestly expected it to feel really big, but it hasn't. It actually doesn't feel too crazy. You feel it is physically bigger than the Prado. I think dimension wise it's about 100 mil longer and about 50 mil wider, which isn't a lot. To park and drive around town, it actually feels about the same. I think maybe the wheelbase is similar for how I had the Prado versus this in standard form. So it's easy to park, it's super easy, comfy to drive. You're right. Mimi. On the highway, it's absolutely beautiful. So much power, it's just effortless to drive, so much luxury, so much comfort. Those BP51s under the car are amazing. I'm yet to have a play with the settings on them, but they will definitely be happening. At the moment, it's using less fuel than what the Prado used. That's on average use because it's still a new car and it's a twin turbo V8. I do like to give it a bit of berries whenever I can, which obviously drives your fuel economy up. But yeah, when you're driving around normally, it sits around 13.5 to 14. The Prado was getting anywhere from 14 to 16, depending on what sort of driving I was doing. So to have probably about 3-4 times the power and with less fuel economy is just ideal for me. So big tick in the box. Plans for the car, it's going to get a full touring fit out. So I'm going to build a set of drawers to go in the back here. I'm going to do a full 12 volt system. This one's going to be really cool. I've actually got the top of the Wazza, what you can get from Red Arc, coming, and that's going to be installed and integrated into all the 12 volt in here. I'm going to be putting a lithium battery in the back. Inside, I'm going to look at doing some sort of like removable system for the middle drawers. You right there? Hi, what are you doing? The roof setup's probably not going to change too much. I like it how it is. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for a ladder at this stage. I've just got another collapsible ladder so I can get up, but because of the spoiler that sits on the back of this thing, you can't really climb up the back like you could on the Prado. So yeah, there'll be a bit of thinking to do with that. Haven't done an actual camping trip with it yet. Next weekend I'm super keen because I'm heading out to Brunswick for a WA Prado event. Yes, I'm still in WA Prado. I'm a sucker for them. I'll hang around there until they kick me out. It's an awesome little club. Definitely get involved. Another question I had was, how does it compare to the Prado off-road? Now, as of yet, I have done 2 trips with this car off-road, this being one of them, out to the beach. The other one was also a beach run out here. And compared to the Prado on the beach, this is just next level. The Prado was great, but I definitely think on the beach it struggled a little bit just because it had that lack of power. The tires themselves were narrower, and I don't know, it just never seemed to do quite as well. And I think a lot of it was just, it just couldn't get going. And maybe the auto gearbox just wasn't good enough for it either. I've left the Prado, gang. Prado's gone. I had it for 8 years, did 160,000 Ks in it, modified it to within an inch of its life, did probably more stuff in it than most Prado owners would. And I was very, very proud of that car. She was amazing. But I wanted a clean slate. I wanted to be able to build a new four-wheel drive on a new base that improved on all the things that the Prado was never going to be able to get to without lots of money and time and yeah, a lot of time in the shed. So I made the decision. Can you shush, mate? I made the decision to basically move on. This was the next practical step for me. Plenty of room, plenty of power, great drivetrain underneath, all the Toyota support, lots of aftermarket mods and stuff available. And it's much easier to run 35s on this thing. So the next logical step was the 200. Personally, I love the facelift look on them, and I really wanted one. After seeing a few, I really wanted like a VX or Sahara, just because I love the interior. I just think it just seems so much more up to date. And there are a few other bits and pieces. I was on the fence about KDSS and DPFs and all the rest of it, but I decided I'd jump in and sort of cross those bridges if I really needed to come to them. So here we are. I've now got a 2016 VX 200 series, 150,000 Ks on the clock, some basic mods done to it. Really, really excited about where this is going to go next. So another common question I got a lot of was what are probably my first 3 mods I would do to this car. The 200 series is a low car straight out of the box, so I would definitely be looking at getting some sort of suspension lift in it. So I was really glad that this car already had it done. The bull bar is definitely a must do in my eyes for the sort of driving and the sort of plans I have for this car, being able to go out to places where you may experience an animal strike, or you know, a crazy ranger just suddenly drives out of the bushes and runs into you. So it's good to have protection from that. The next thing I really want to do is put a UHF in it. I'm just running my 2-watt GME handheld at this stage, which is enough for sort of the small stuff that I do at the moment. So just in convoys or being in small areas, which is fine. But I do want to mount a UHF in it. So I'd say the third most important one would be an air compressor, because it does allow you to change your tire pressures and allows you to go to the beach and places like this. I was super excited to get this car and I really wanted to take it off-road, but the previous compressor I had in the Prado was obviously hard mounted and I didn't remove that when I sold the car. So I ended up getting a new compressor. This one here, ARB offer a option to mount a twin air compressor and tank into the wings, so behind the plastics over my left shoulder. I was really excited to do it, so I just went ahead and did it. There's not too much you can really see and I didn't really know what I was doing. They give really good instructions, but you just never know sometimes. So the panels are going to come off because I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of 12 volt behind there, so you'll be able to see the compressor then. So right now, having an air compressor that is just so quick and easy to use, it's accessible, there's a switch right there, it's all brand new, it just works. Is definitely one of my top mods, because then it just allows you to go to places and be able to change your tire pressures, get off-road and enjoy it more. One thing I am trying to learn a bit more about is all the traction aids, traction control, stability control. This has got like multi-terrain response and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. Crawl control as well, which I tested out today and was very surprised about. It's like a very low speed cruise control sort of thing that works off-road. So I'm super excited to take it off to Brunswick, so actually go over some like rocks and some mud and clay and maybe some puddles and stuff like that and see how it goes there. That'll be interesting. So stay tuned for that. Keep an eye out on things like Instagram and Facebook. Follow the Offroad Crusader Instagram, Facebook page, and also me on YouTube as well, which I'm assume you do because you're seeing this video. Or also, just to let you know, I have still got a whole heap of stickers, Offroad Crusader stickers. I'll put up some pictures of those now. Get in contact with me if you're after one of those, about $5. Send it to you wherever you are in Australia or in the world. I'll send it to you there too, if I can. And I've also got Offroad Crusader t-shirts. So like you can see the one I'm wearing here, V-necks, you get them in black, get them in gunmetal grey, a bunch of different sizes. There's a heap of people running around the southwest at the moment wearing them. So yeah, if you see them around, give them a wave, and if you want one, get in touch. Thanks so much for watching. I just wanted to get in touch with you guys and introduce the 200 to you. Very exciting new stage of our lives. Also, we have a baby, because you know that's sort of exciting, but it's a 200 series. How cool is that? So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers guys, have a good one.